Thank you, Moira.
Online.
Good morning, all.
On digital radio.
Thank you, Vanessa.
And on 88 to 91 FM. BBC Radio 2.
Mesdames et messieurs,
The Chris Evans Breakfast Show.
6:32, Radio 2, September the 5th, 2017. That's where we are, all together.
Yes, the most wonderful
Back on the bus.
time. Oh, the most wonderful time
This is London.
of the day.
Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Hold on tight to your dream. Hey, hold on tight to your dream. When you see a ship go sailing, when you feel your heart is breaking, hold on tight to your dream. Say long time to be gone. Time just rolls on and on. When you need a shoulder to cry on, when you get so sick of trying, just hold on tight to your dream. When you get so down that you can't get up, and you want so much but you're all out of luck, when you're slowed down, hearted and misunderstood, just over and over and over you could. Accrochez-toi à ton rêve. Accrochez-toi à ton rêve. Quand tu vois ton bateau partir, quand tu sens ton cœur s'épuiser, accroche-toi à ton rêve. When you get so down that you can't get up, and you want so much but you're all out of luck, when you're slow down, hearted and misunderstood, just over and over and over you could. Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. When you see the shadows falling, when you hear the cold wind calling, hold on tight to your dream. Ooh, yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
ELO, hold on tight, 6:35. Hold on tight, generally good advice for life, on the whole, I would say. $6.35. Team's here. Are you there? Please tell us. If you want to join the Good Morning Chris Club, get a honk. Climb on board on the text 88291. And when I say the team, Magnificent Matt is taking those texts right now. Mary Merrily is on the other end of the emails. Kristen Evans at bbc.co.uk. Mira's here. Marvellous Mira has her headset on, ready to take the calls later. Maura's using Vasa Sporting. Jules is travelling. Big Nick is back keeping the breakfast show sounds in Czech studio managing today. Miss Ellie is the captain of the good ship Breakfast, sailing us through another tremendous Tuesday. And good news domestically this morning. We're waking up to very good news. Northern Ireland, England and Scotland all won their World Cup qualifiers last night. There's royal baby news. Of course, a third on the way for Wills and Kate, we're hearing. But also, a 3-foot-long baby royal python has been rescued from a toilet in Southend, which is excellent news after being discovered by a rather surprised 5-year-old boy. And listen to this. I might have to get an early knower out for this bit of news. British vineyards are set for a better wine harvest than some parts of Europe, thanks to the June heatwave here and poor conditions there.
Yeah!
Now, we're not casting aspersions on our European neighbours there. We're just very pleased for ourselves, and that is allowed sometimes. In other news, we had a delegation from our sons last night about homeschooling. Where the heck did that come from? They said, Mum, Dad, we'd like a word, please. Okay. All right. Leave this one up to your mum.
Summer's here. Bring it on. Another year, one more beer, another song comes on the radio, so loud and clean, yeah. Your whisper come in my ear. I follow like a season, not afraid of what I'm feeling. Oh, I'm swinging with my eyes closed, got my head down a wide open road. I'm swinging with my eyes closed, only God knows how far it goes. Fist up in the air, roll like we don't care, swinging. Ha! Life is short, and that's all long. Nothing sure in this world till we're gone. Fear disappears each time I close my eyes. I kiss you once, a kiss, kiss. I kiss you twice. It's in the air we're breathing. Oh, can you taste the freedom? Oh, oh, I'm swinging with my eyes closed, got my head down a wide open road. I'm swinging with my eyes closed, only God knows how far it goes. Fist up in the air, roll like we don't care, swinging. I'm swinging with my eyes closed, only God knows.
Shania Twain on the One Show last night, talking about this coming Sunday, our festival in a day, Radio 2 live in Hyde Park.
Fist up
On the radio all day from around lunchtime and on the red button.
like we don't care. Fist up,
And you can watch it via the Radio 2 website, of course, as well. We'll all be there,
we don't care,
along with Shania.
swinging.
Top in the bill, take that. 8:15-ish if you're particularly interested, which I hope you are. So our final alfresco shindig of the year. I think it's anyway, isn't it? Yeah. It's getting cold, it's getting wet. And you're telling me so. So much more. Good morning, Chris. Please going to be in the club preparing to go on exercise with my regiment. OMG, it's early. Says Dave Barnes. Dave, where have you got us on? Are we on in the barracks? That's exciting. Morning, Chris. Anyone got us on in the Trussocks? Can we be in the Good Morning Chris Club, please? Yes, you can. Shannon, chopping veggies, ready to turn into soup and feed to supporters of the Tour of Britain today. All right, it continues today. Alana says, or Alana, up early. Good morning, Chris. Going to be in the club. Thanks for jet lag. However, it was from an epic 5,500 mile road trip around the USA, so very much worth it. Does everybody fantasize about a USA road trip, do they? We're beginning to fantasize about one. Could happen. Nikki Pell says, good morning, Chris. I've been up since 5:30, as I am every day. Coat on and straight out to walk my 2 rescue Labradors before the show. Very impressive. Good morning, Chris, says Helen Hurst. Good morning, Hell's Bells. Going to be the club first session of the morning. Swim training of the season for my daughter. Dropped off at pool at 5:20 a.m. Pick up at 7:40 straight off to school in the pouring rain. Now, here's a question. If you go swimming regularly in the morning and it's raining then outside and you know it's going to be still raining when you finish swimming, do you bother drying yourself or not? From Ben in Bath, good morning, Chris. Out delivering groceries to all your lovely listeners this morning around the Bath area. Thank you. Well, thank you back. Excellent. 18 minutes to 7. More talk about this now.
You could be joining us for a spectacular night celebrating the last night of the proms.
BBC Proms in the Park.
Headlining this year,
Sir Ray Davis.
also on stage, the sensational Steps.
Texas.
Elaine Page.
Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Sabrina Turtle.
The Royal Choral Society and the BBC Concert Orchestra.
BBC Proms in the Park. Saturday evening from 5. Tickets are still available. To buy yours, go to the BBC Radio 2 website.
It's going to be a good old do. That's like the Christmas Eve to our Christmas Day. If you like. Right, big screen belter time now, chosen by Mike Hogarth. From Lynn or Line in Surrey? I never know. I'm going to go for Line. Okay, I hope it's right. He says this inspirational film starring Hugh Jackman and Taron Egerton follows a determined ski jumper desperate to represent his country at the Winter Olympics. Guess who this is about? The pair train by jumping over logs, balancing on slack lines and skating down ramps, all to the sound of this funky number. Mike's big screen belter from the film Eddie the Eagle. Haven't seen it, but people say it's great. It's Daryl Hall and John Oates with You Make My Dreams.
What I want.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, it was Line, not Lynn. Choose a big screen belter. Today is Daryl Hall and John Oates says You Make My Dreams at bbc.co.uk/radio 2. Our page is in the big screen belter. Good morning to Steve and Jackie. Getting married today in Windsor. How do I know? Because I'm driving them from their wedding. on the way to their honeymoon in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. This happened. Steve came on the show, didn't he? Was he for a fanfare of some sort or another? I can't remember exactly what it was, but then he dropped in the fact he was getting married 2 days after we get back from a summer break, and I'm thinking, I don't think I've got much on there, you know. And Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, you know, she languishes, to be honest, in between Carfests, and she needs to get out there because, you know, if you don't use it, you lose it often when it comes to mechanical things. So Chitty's going to be out and about regardless of the weather in Windsor today from about 11:15 onwards, which is quite exciting.
Yeah,
because she's 18 feet long, and parts of Windsor quite tight around those corners. Morning, Jules.
Morning, Chris.
And just opposite the castle, we're talking just around the castle is where we're meeting, because I think they get married at 10. They got drinks at. I've got a schedule. I've got a whole schedule, and then at 11:15, they said, "Look, we're going to Gatwick." I said, "We're not going to get all the way to Gatwick in Chitty. Just a little bit of a head, maybe round the corner, then get into another car that could possibly get you there, because Chitty doesn't do a certain number of miles to the gallon. She does a certain number of gallons to the mile, but of course she can fly, so she needs extra propulsion." Front page of the Mail this morning. As Kate tells the world she's pregnant again, and a miserable picture pull out to celebrate her gorgeous growing family. The Sun's front page, child number 3 for Wills and Kate, apparently conceived on the Polish Strip. The Sun know this. I don't know how they know this.
They're everywhere.
They're there. The Warsaw Act is what they're calling it. And there's more about that in all the papers today. Thoroughly modern couple defiantly breaking the mould again from Margaret Edward. How 2 has been the limit. But they're getting on with this, aren't they? Number 3.
Good on them.
We'd kill for a third. Dame Vera's plea to save the White Cliffs for the nation. Have you heard about this? Because apparently there's a landowner who has 700,000 square metres of cliff-top land just above the White Cliffs of Dover, who wants to sell it because they need the dosh, which is sort of understandable to a private developer. But apparently, if £1 million can be raised, and Dame Vera's the vanguard of this campaign, by September the 22nd, then the National Trust can have it. They've already bought up 5 miles of the White Cliffs of Dover. I didn't realise that the National Trust are so active in buying stuff up.
No,
I heard about this last week. You know, they go around, they try and buy as much as they can to sort of conserve it.
Lovely.
Yeah, and then there's the brochure. There's the National Trust holiday letting brochure. Have you seen that?
No.
Well, it's more of a book. In fact, it is a book. Not more of a book, it's a book. It's not a leaflet or a brochure at all. It's a big, fat book. And you send off for this book, and it's got all the National Trust properties that you can rent for the weekend, like turrets and things.
And castles and whatever.
And bits of castles, you know. We've stayed in them. They're fantastic. I mean, lots of them are cold.
Yeah.
Don't
take
have
an
much,
extra jumper.
Yes, take many extra jumpers, but very much worth it. Another story here. Sorry, chaps, being a kept man is bad for your health, apparently. But this is according to a US survey. Now, we talk about US surveys a lot. I'm not sure we can apply US surveys to British blokes or British women or British things generally, because US folks, they is different.
They ain't the same.
They ain't the same at all, are they? Anyway, 10 to 7, how's the roads?
Well, we're going to start with a look in Fife in Scotland. So until Thursday, you're all using the Forth Road Bridge, and then you'll use the new Queen's Ferry crossing. So it's looking okay at the moment, but it usually means it's a bit busier than usual on the southbound side. Heavy for the M6 southbound at junction 23. It's Haydock, and also a lane out now for the M6 with an accident southbound at junction 10. That's the Walsall turn-off. M5, pretty slow into the roadworks area around junction 1. It's southbound to West Bromwich. M25 clockwise, bit of a crawl from 11 for Chertsey. Then again, anti-clockwise, very slow around 28 for the A12 at the Brook Street roundabout. There's also a lane out for an accident, and it's on the hard shoulder actually, so recovery underway for the A13 westbound just before the Ferry Lane interchange. That queue is now back to London Road, which is the Wellington interchange. And then finally to Wales, busy one for the M4 eastbound, 27 to 26 particularly slow from High Cross through to Malpass Road. And the number is 03700 100 200.
All right, so what is it called? The Queen's Ferry Crossing, the new bridge.
The new one.
How are you enjoying that? Let us know on the text 88291. How is it as a crossing experience, please? In other news, Mary Berry has given her thumbs up to the new Bake Off, so that's all right then. And Vassos next with the back pages after the Divine Comedy.
Take the National Express when your life's in a mess. It'll make you smile. All human life is here, from the feeble old dear to the screaming child. From the student who knows that to have one of those would be suicide. To the family There's a jolly hostess selling crisps and tea. She'll provide you with drinks and theatrical winks for a sky-high fee. Mini skirts were in style when she danced down the aisle back in '63. But it's hard to get by when your arse is the size of a small country. And everybody sings, yeah, all right, we're going where the air is tomorrow belongs to me.
When you're sad and feeling blue, with nothing better to do, don't just sit there feeling stressed. Take a trip.
The National Express. On the National Express.
The big family cooking showdown is the talk of the studio this morning, along with the return of Dr. Foster tonight, the star of which we have on the show this morning. And we're coming to the final furlong. And it looks like a photo finish between myself, the Divine Comedy, and Vassos Alexander. About to pile into the back page this morning, man.
Good morning, Chris.
You all right?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. So apparently you took one for the media team last night by having to watch the football.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Here's the thing with World Cup qualifiers, international friendlies. Like, I did it in my family. I did it for my family last night, but I'm happy to do it for everybody. I will take one for the team. I will watch England play football so you don't have to.
All right.
So basically, what you can do, as my family did last night, you can turn on through the iPlayer Zoe and Nadia's Great British Family Cookery thing, and really enjoy it, as my family did last night. And I will be in the other room watching the football, and I will tell you what happened.
You're the antithesis of Zoe and Nadia's show, because that's all about families getting back together. Yes, and interacting, isn't it?
Oh my goodness!
And you're there as the sport mad, lonely dad.
I was, yes. I thought, look, I'm gonna watch the football. It's important. The World Cup qualifiers are hotting up. I will watch the football, and I did. I sat through the football. So I will take one for the team. So everybody, if you want, feel free next time. There are qualifiers coming up again next month. England are basically there.
Me.
I know.
How many qualifiers do you need?
A lot, apparently. But this is how many you need to watch. None.
Right.
You carry on. You watch anything you want on the iPlayer.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what happened the next morning.
Unless you're a Wales supporter, because every Welsh game is like really exciting.
Yeah, well, they're playing tonight.
No, I know that.
And Northern Ireland had a fantastic win at Windsor
Scotland did
Park.
all right.
I know. Scotland beat Malta 2-0. That might have been even worse than England-Slovakia, to be honest.
Careful.
Well, you know,
they'll be coming
Malta
over that wall.
aren't great.
They'll be heading to the BBC.
Anyway, I didn't watch the Scotland game, so feel free to tell me if Scotland 2, Malta 0 was an absolute belter.
Well, see, here's the thing. We went 1 down against Slovakia and we won 2-1. So that sounds like an exciting game.
Rash hour. Almost 60 minutes in and Marcus strikes the winner. That's the back page headline in the Mail this morning. To Rashford with love. Teenage striker puts 3 lions on the runway for Russia World Cup as they fight back from Wembley scare. Look, it wasn't absolutely terrible in the second half, but to have got to the second half, you have to have sat through the first half, which really was terrible.
But see, here's the thing. We don't know this because I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I made the choice not to watch it. I did make a
good choice.
You know, I thought, why am I not watching an England qualifier? Because I don't care about it at the moment. You know, and I do care about football, you know, to a certain extent. When it gets all juicy and hots up, hopefully as it will, then yes, I do. But I enjoyed watching Wales over the weekend, which I did do. But here's what we don't know. You know, was it the game or was it you?
Oh, no, I think it was the game. I'm pretty sure it was the game.
As a veteran of sports spectation.
I'm pretty sure it was the game and not me. Anyway, Northern Ireland 2, Czech Republic 0. England basically are at the World Cup. You have no worries there. Northern Ireland are pretty much assured are assured second place. They're pretty much assured a playoff. That was a great result. Scotland finding form at the right time. They might yet sneak a playoff place, and Wales play Moldova tonight.
And there's other sport.
There's the US Open tennis. There's all sorts.
Federer. Is he through?
Yeah, Federer.
Nadal, is he through?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Wanted you for mine, nobody knew. You arrived like a day, passed like a cloud. I made a wish, I said it out loud. Out loud in a crowd. Everybody heard, 'twas the talk of the town. It's not my place to know what you feel. I'd like to know, but why should I? Who were you then? Who are you now? Common labor by night, by day highbrow. Back in my room, I wonder that I sit on the bed, look at the sky. Up in the sky, clouds rearranged like the talk of the town. Maybe tomorrow, maybe someday. Maybe tomorrow, maybe someday. You've changed your place in this world. You've changed your place in this world. Oh, but it's hard to live by the rules. I never could and still never do. The rules and such never bothered you. You call the shots and they follow. I watch you steal from a distance and go back to my room. You'll never know. I want you, but now he's the talk of the town. Maybe tomorrow, maybe someday, maybe tomorrow.
Oh, Queen's Ferry Crossing news coming in. My son Ross and I were lucky enough to be some of the 50,000 who walked across the Queen's Ferry Crossing on Sunday. This was extra special for my son as it was also his 10th birthday. Great memory for us both, says Stuart Mackenzie in Kirmuir. 50,000 were selected in a ballot to walk over the bridge. Really, that popular? Who would have known? Who would have thought? What's it like to cross in a car? It doesn't open till cars until Thursday. Should have thought about that before I asked the question. Never mind. It's 7 o'clock. This is BBC Radio 2. Here's Moira Stewart with her news.
BBC News at 7 o'clock on Tuesday, the 5th of September. Good morning. South Korea has carried out a big naval exercise, warning the North Koreans they'll be buried at sea if they launch an attack. Rescue teams are resuming a search for a man swept out to sea in Cornwall yesterday. And a French court is expected to rule today in a privacy case involving topless photos of the Duchess of Cambridge. South Korea's Navy has staged a major live-fire exercise in a show of force to North Korea following its latest nuclear test. President Trump has approved the sale of billions of dollars worth of weapons to Seoul. Reporting from the South Korean capital, Robin Brandt.
Yesterday, it was the Army and Air Force which launched live missiles as a demonstration of what firepower South Korea has to defend itself. Today, the Navy conducted what it said was a massive drill off the east coast of this country. The commander in charge claimed his forces would bury at sea any enemy attackers. More exercises with US forces are planned for this week. In his first phone call to the South Korean president since Pyongyang's nuclear test on Sunday, Donald Trump said the US would sell Seoul more missiles and change the current agreement to allow the weapons to be more powerful.
The Americans say all options to deal with the threat from North Korea are on the table. Washington is circulating the draft of a new sanctions resolution at the UN. The Brexit Secretary, David Davis, will face questions in the Commons this afternoon as MPs return to Westminster after the summer recess. Mr Davis is expected to provide an update on the negotiations with the EU. Our political correspondent Chris Mason reports.
The cafes and corridors of Westminster are about to get busy again. MPs return here today to a political soundtrack dominated by Brexit. After David Davis's statement later and subsequent questions, the government will publish its 12th paper on Brexit tomorrow, one which will explore the implications for science and innovation. And then on Thursday, MPs will debate the legislation required to deliver our departure from the European Union.
The Scottish First Minister Nicola Sturgeon will set out her government's legislative programme this afternoon, pledging a bold and ambitious plan for the coming year. There'll be 16 pieces of legislation on health, the economy and principally education, an area where opposition parties say the SNP should be embarrassed by its record. A search is resuming this morning for a man who was swept out to sea near Padstow in Cornwall yesterday. Another man was rescued. Keith Doyle reports.
Rescue teams spent much of yesterday carrying out what the Coast Guard described as a very intensive search for the missing man. He was one of two men swept from a rock into the sea as they fished near Treornan Bay on the north coast of Cornwall. One was rescued soon after the emergency services were alerted and taken to hospital by air ambulance. Despite a huge search by 3 lifeboats and a Coast Guard helicopter, the second man had not been found by the time daylight faded last night. The search will resume this morning.
A serious case review of the death of a Staffordshire toddler who was stamped to death by her mother is being published. Aisha Jane Smith, who was 21 months old, was killed in 2014. Her mother, Catherine Smith, was convicted of her murder last year. A ruling is expected today in a French privacy case involving topless photos of the Duchess of Cambridge. The pictures, taken while the Duchess was on holiday in Provence 5 years ago, were published in Closer magazine. She's reportedly seeking €1.5 million in damages. Lucy Williamson reports from Paris.
During the trial, the court was told that the Duke of Cambridge found the incident particularly shocking, given how his mother Diana was pursued by paparazzi before her death. In a statement read by his lawyer, he said the clandestine way in which these photographs were taken was particularly shocking to us as it breached our privacy. 2 agency photographers and 2 senior executives from Closer magazine are on trial for invading the couple's privacy, along with the photographer and director of the local La Provence newspaper.
Researchers believe nearly 30 sperm whales, which became stranded on beaches in Britain, France, Germany and the Netherlands last year, may have been the victims of large solar storms. They say the storms distorted the Earth's magnetic field and caused species which rely on it for navigation to become confused and head into shallow waters. Today's weather forecast around here, heavy rain at first for Wales, northern England and southern Scotland, lingering in some places during the day. Elsewhere, fairly cloudy with occasional bright spells. Top temperatures 17 Celsius for most places and a few degrees higher in southern England. BBC News, it's 7:05.
Thank you, Maura. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Online, on digital radio and on 88 to 91 FM. BBC Radio 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Radio Talking. We want to wish you all a very happy Tuesday morning.
This is your wake-up call. Moira,
and Jules.
Good morning, friends. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Tuesday, September the 5th, 2017. Already special because representing North Yorkshire, Jill Clark. Morning, Jill. Has her bobbins at the ready. Set for her residential course learning how to make lace and create her own 100% original pretty patterns. Representing Wiltshire, Claire Bodovac is warming up her vocal cords to start local rehearsals for Trowbridge's new production of Spamalot. She cannot wait to get the knights who say nigh into performing Their premiere in November. And representing Ayrshire, Robert Connell is grabbing his toolbox and setting up work on his new garden shed. The superstructure will soon be taking pride of place amongst the fruit and veg in his luscious allotment, our second luscious allotment of the week. Today's show is dedicated to anyone who has recently refueled and is fit to bursting with renewed energy. And today's show is entitled Life is Much More Enjoyable If You Train for It Every Single Day.
Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Good morning, Britain, and welcome to another day here on planet Earth.
You're listening to the Chris Evans Breakfast Show on BBC Radio 2.
You can never know what it's like. Your blood like winter freezes just like ice. And there's a cold and lonely light that shines from you. You wind up like the wreck you hide behind that mask you use. And did you think this fool could never win? Well, look at me, I'm coming back again. I got a taste of love in a simple way. And if you need to know while I'm still standing, you just fade away. Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. And I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Once I never could have hoped to win. You're starting down the road and leaving me again. The threats you made were meant to cut me down. And if my love was just a circus, you'd be a clown by now. No, I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Elton John, I'm Still Standing. Well, the more we learn retrospectively about the Queensferry Bridge, the more fascinating the story becomes. For those of us who don't know about it, Jamie says the Queen's Ferry Crossing opened for cars just for 2 days last week. Then it closed for people to walk over at the weekend, then opens again to general traffic on Thursday, as it will be for the rest of its life. Annette from Livingston says 260,000 people applied for tickets to cross the bridge. It's a major civil engineering achievement, making the fourth unique vista, probably why it's so popular. Thank you, Annette from Livingston. More about that just before Jules, rather aptly, I think, in 15 minutes. If you've been over it, good or bad, better than the old one, going to make a habit of it or what? All that good stuff. On the show in 1 hour from now, Saran Jones, yes, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Foster will be on the programme as the second series of that kicks off on BBC One tonight at 9 p.m. Series 1 is available on the BBC iPlayer, and lots of people raving about that. They can't believe it's back. They loved it first time round. Talking about kids leaving home and going back to school with Mumsnet also on the show this morning. Looking forward to talking to those guys. More about Strictly as the countdown to the first proper Strictly show of 2017 continues. 7 p.m. this Saturday. And kids, we need you right now on the telephone 08000 288 291. If you're doing something for the first time ever today and you want the second fanfare of our final home straight run up until Christmas.
You were the life and the soul, every party that we used to go. Baby, all of the dance floors you touched, you could turn them into gold. Thousands of stars in the night, we're jealous you could shine so bright. Now I'm missing your laugh and your glow, won't rest until you let me know. So baby, change your mind, leave that broken heart behind, 'cause the night is young, so let it bring you back to life. Come on and dance with me, if you're down, that's a remedy, 'cause all we need is me and you in neon blue. Come as you are, 'cause you're great, and you don't need to change a thing. All your tears and your troubles can wait, and we don't need to let them win. I know that you'll remember when you hear the music play, all those times together, baby, don't say it's too late. When the lights in the night call your name, they're waiting there for you to walk in. So baby, change your mind, leave that broken heart behind, 'cause the night is young, so let it bring you back to life. Come on and dance with me, if you're down, that's a remedy, 'cause all we need is me and you in neon blue. Come on and dance with me, if you're down, that's a remedy, 'cause all we need is me and you in neon blue. Oh baby, take my hand and hold me tight, and don't you ever let me go. Come on and dance with me, if you're down, it's a remedy, 'cause all we need is me and you in neon blue. Me and you in neon blue.
Steps, Neon Blue. Proms in the Park, Steps, this Saturday. Along with Ray Davies, by the way. There's still tickets available for that. I can't quite believe it. Of course, it will be on the radio. Is that a red button thing as well? We think so. We're not quite sure, if the truth be told. Right, quick mention about Queen's Ferry again. Before we get stuck into it proper with Jules in 10 minutes' time. If you've been over it, let us know. David in Linlithgow says, There were long queues on all approaches over the weekend because there's massive interest in Scotland, having watched it being built for 6 years. And we're hearing this from a lot of people. They've been fascinated by the construction of this bridge over the last 6 years, and that's why there was such sort of... it was its own advert, if you like. Its own growing advert, own developing, evolving advert for the last 6 years. Strictly lineup once again in the papers today. Who are your favourites? Looking at the hunky East Ender, according to the Mail, David Gadami, he looks very fit. Yeah, very up for it as well. And looking good already in sequence in this big photo of all the contestants this year. The Fitness Fanatic soap star, former Emmerdale actress Gemma Atkinson, 32. She looks like she might be quite good as well, you know what I mean? The boy band Pocket Rocket, this is Aston Marigold from... What band was he in again? Sorry, I've forgotten. Oh, JLS, of course. I fancy him for the title. Okay, I fancy him, for the title. As well, the TV hospital heartthrob, Holby City actor Joe McFadden, who's 41. He doesn't look 41. This shouldn't be allowed. He's 21. He's got to be up there amongst the favourites. The TV chef, Simon Rimmer. Simon Rimmer from Sunday Brunch. I like Simon, know him a bit. He's 54. He doesn't look 54. He looks 34. They've got these ages right here. And our favourite, the pop star turned vicar, Church of England vicar, Reverend Richard Coles, is one of the show's more unexpected contestants, although he will be able to channel his inner pop star from a few decades ago. He's 55 and he's taken advice from Ed Balls, and he's warned he might become a hideously competitive diva as the series progresses, but said, my biggest challenge will be not being airlifted to A&E. All right, good. All kicks off this Saturday, 7pm, BBC One. Strictly Come Dancing 2017. Now, what's going on with the weather? Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Chris.
Can you tell us, please?
Well, it's a mild start to the morning, and we've got a good deal of cloud and rain around first thing, but it should brighten up from the north and the west later on today, and there'll be a bit of sunshine on offer for many of us by this afternoon. For England and Wales today, there's a slow-moving front, and that's bringing cloud and outbreaks of rain, particularly for northern England, Wales and southwest England too. Further southeast, though, a cloudy start with the odd shower around, but also a few brighter intervals too. Now, through today, the rain will slowly ease to the south and the east, but I think parts of northern England and the Midlands will stay quite cloudy and quite damp through much of the day. But I think elsewhere, sunnier spells are set to develop, so the chance of a few showers, but it will feel quite warm, quite humid, with highs of 18 to 22 degrees. For Scotland and Northern Ireland, we've got cloud and rain to start, particularly for southern Scotland, for Armagh and Down too. That should ease away later this morning. Then it's a return to clearer, fresher conditions by this afternoon, with sunnier skies and just the odd shower around, but temperatures between around 16 to 18 degrees. Now tonight, that front across eastern England eventually clears to the east, leaving us all with drier, clearer, colder conditions tonight. Just the odd shower in the far northwest, but overnight lows around 8 to 11 degrees. Now tomorrow, Wednesday, is likely to be the best day of the week weather-wise. Lots of sunshine across the country. A few showers tomorrow for western Scotland and northwest England, but most other places staying dry, bright and breezy, and tomorrow will feel much less muggy than recent days.
Thank you. So it was very muggy yesterday, wasn't it?
The alternative to the mainstream.
You're supposed to take an interest in what's happening now and what's going to happen next.
Challenging your senses.
Pretty obscure, right?
Before 6 Music became the home of music discovery, there was one DJ who set the blueprint. John Peel. Taken from his Radio 1 shows in the 70s, 80s, 90s and noughties, hear the music he championed, introduced by the man himself.
Great. The Specials and That's Gangsters, recorded on their first session for us. One of those records which really changes your life. You wake up the next day and nothing is ever really quite the same again.
The evolution of John Peel begins with the 70s. Stream it now at the 6 Music website.
7:20 Radio 2 time this morning. Today's On This Day for the 5th of September comes to us courtesy of a country king who's introducing highlights from the first night of this year's CMA Music Festival tonight at 10pm on Radio 2. It's Sugarland's super cool Christian Bush.
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Christian. Over to you.
On this day in 1960, an 18-year-old Muhammad Ali won the Olympic gold medal in the light heavyweight boxing competition in Rome. In 1951, American actor Michael Keaton was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He's best known for his roles in Batman and Beetlejuice. In 1882, the Premier League football club Tottenham Hotspur was founded as Hotspur FC in North London. In 2003, the magician David Blaine entered a suspended clear plastic box on the banks of the Thames. He stayed inside for 44 days, surviving only on water. And finally, in 2006, the Arctic Monkeys won the Mercury Prize for their album, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not. The album sold a record 360,000 copies in the first week of release.
Thank you, Christian. Arctic Monkeys. You look good on the dance floor. So Radio 2 live in Hyde Park, live on the radio this Sunday, and on the red button. Take That, Blondie, Shania Twain, James Blunt, Emily Sunday, Rick Astley, Seth Lakeman and Wildwood Kin and the Stereophonics. It's going to be good. But Texas aren't there. They're playing Proms in the Park. Now, I've written something about this in a newspaper, or for a newspaper for the weekend, so I need to change that. I need to change that immediately because I've got them playing with us and they're playing with Ray Davies instead. It's all going to be good, though. So Jules here. Morning, Jules.
Morning, Chris.
Queen's Ferry Crossing news.
Yes.
My kind of news, not your kind of news.
Yes.
Okay, your kind of news is the important news. Mine is the colour around your news. That's what I do. I do colour.
Yeah.
I'm the colour guy.
Did you see the red arrows yesterday?
Well, hang on a minute. Just back the truck up.
We were talking about colour.
That's my last text. Right. Okay, Gilbert Cunningham says, New Bridge is not very exciting to cross. Oh, Gilbert, what's the matter with you this morning? Doesn't have the same drama as the old bridge. And the old bridge is going to remain.
Of course.
And you can go over it on bikes and on foot.
Yeah.
Horses? Not sure. But to look at, especially in the sunshine, it's astounding. Watching it getting built was amazing. Lisa says, conversely, the new Queensferry crossing is fab and very smooth. But living in South Queensferry, my family and I will miss the familiar ba-dunk, 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 ba-dunk of cars going over the Forth Road Bridge. In fact, my 6-year-old was almost in tears about it when we drove over the old bridge for the last time on Saturday.
I can understand
So
that.
as one bridge closes, another bridge
opens.
Will from the Scottish Borders. This isn't Wilson, this is Will Liam.
Yeah.
Unlike your Wilson, who's back at school today.
Yay! I mean, oh, how awful. I shall miss him terribly.
Terrible thing for a mum to say on the radio. My wife and I walked the bridge on Sunday. It's meant to take an hour, but because my wife doesn't like heights, we got across in half that time. 0 photos taken. We just kept on looking ahead and marching. Well done to her for crossing the bridge, because you obviously wanted to do it, Will. And she probably didn't. Anyway, Paul from Ely says, Chris, I kept my boat in the marina between the old and new bridges. Every weekend for the last 4 years, I took a picture of the kids in the same place with the bridge in the background. This album tracks their growth and that of the bridge.
Oh, that's fab.
That's a very clever thing to do, isn't it?
It is.
Well done, Dad. And Karen from Rosemarkie says, morning, Chris. I was lucky enough to be at the official opening of the Queen's Ferry crossing yesterday as we crossed the bridge in a brand new double-decker bus after the Red Arrows flew over all the bridges in the Firth of Forth. Did you know that?
Did I know what?
They did all the bridges.
They did all the bridges?
Yeah, not just the Queen's Ferry one.
They did the trio.
Bit of extra colour for you there.
The extra for you as well, the Queen's Ferry Crossing's already had its first breakdown. It's a broken down lorry last week, just to let you know.
As long as it's not a nervous breakdown.
No, it's just a lorry.
Structural breakdown.
OK, so as you've been hearing... Bridge, Forth Row Bridge and the Queen's Ferry Crossing. So the Queen's Ferry Crossing opens to all traffic on Thursday. Until then, you're still using the Forth Row Bridge. Now, at the moment, all traffic's being temporarily held with an accident on the M60 anti-clockwise, junction 16. So that's the Prestwich turn-off. Queues are back to 21 for Milnrow. 2 lanes were open, but an accident's now clear. 2 lanes were blocked, rather, but an accident's now clear, so it's now open on the M62. That's eastbound at junction 7 for Rainhill Stoops. So there's a queue back to 6 for Tarbock Island. M6 southbound slow to 23 for Haydock. Also a lane out with a breakdown northbound 17 to 18, which is Sandbach through to Middlewich. And then we're back on the move after an accident southbound at 10 for Walsall. Got another breakdown taking a lane out on Mancunian Way. It's the A57M eastbound at Medlock Street. Hertfordshire very slow for the A1M. It's heavier than usual southbound 3 to 2. Not sure why, but that's between St Albans and Welham Green. M25 heavy clockwise before 11 for Chertsey. Bunched up again anti-clockwise around 28 for the A12. And then finally to Wales, slow for the M4 eastbound 27 to 26, which is High Cross through to Malpass Road. And the number is 03700 100 200.
Cheers, Jules. 7:28. Ruby Hartley's back from yesterday. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning, Phil.
Morning, Ruby. From Collingbourne, Deuces in Wiltshire, and she's 5 years old. What did you do for the first time ever yesterday?
I've been to my new school.
Your new primary school. You started year 1. Okay, now you made a friend. What was the name of your new friend?
Matilda.
Okay, and what was spooky about that?
I don't... What's the big deal?
Your dog is also called?
Matilda.
What are the chances? What are the chances? Have you got any other pets?
No.
All right, okay. All right, so you met your new headmaster. What was his name?
Mr. Trustman.
And your class teacher, what was her name?
What's her name? Mrs. Stevens.
Was she nice?
Yeah.
Correct. What was your favourite part of the day?
I had my lunch.
What was your lunch?
I had pasta bolognese.
Wow.
And I had cucumber and carrot sticks and garlic bread.
Well, school dinners now, they rock, don't they? Garlic bread and pasta bolognese. None of that in our school. What about you, Jules? No. There's the scoops of dodgy mash and things like that.
Yeah, grey stuff.
It's all sort of melded into one, didn't it? Like a dodgy painter's palette. Right, OK, mark yourself out of 10.
4,300.
OK, excellent. It was a random mark, but it was a big one. Well done, Ruby. Well done, everybody at her new school. Finley David Clifford's here now. Good morning, Finley David Clifford.
Good morning.
Good morning, Finley. Finley's in Chipping Sodbury in South Gloucestershire. He's 7. And what are you doing for the first time ever today?
I'm going to Beavers.
Beavers after school?
Yeah.
What time?
Today.
No, what time-ish? Tonight? 6, 7, half 4, 5?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. All right, come back tomorrow and tell us how it was. At 7 o'clock, presumably too late. It's 7:30 now. 11 and a half hours to go for Finley David Clifford and his first ever Beavers. Now here's Maura with the headlines.
BBC News. South Korea has carried out a major naval exercise in a show of strength after North Korea's latest nuclear test. A South Korean commander said Pyongyang's forces would be buried at sea in the event of further provocation. The Brexit Secretary will be questioned by MPs this afternoon as they return to Westminster following the summer recess. It's expected that David Davis will be pressed on the state of negotiations with the EU. The Scottish First Minister Nicola Sturgeon will set out her government's priorities for the year ahead later today. She'll focus on health, the economy and education, an area in which the SNP faces criticism from opposition parties. Police say a man has died after being rescued from the sea in North Cornwall yesterday. The search for a second man is due to resume this morning. Today's weather forecast: heavy rain to start in the north of England, Wales and southern Scotland. Elsewhere, cloudy with bright spells. Those are the BBC headlines. Our next news at 8 o'clock.
5 years of age, Ruby's getting pasta bolognese, garlic bread and
What?
cucumber and carrot sticks and strawberry yoghurt for dessert.
Oh, do you remember the grey gristle we used to have
Yes.
with very strange mashed potatoes
Yes.
that you could break your teeth on?
Yes, I know, I absolutely know. All right, 7:31, today's Golden Oldie, please.
Chosen by Lisa Jane Cameron from Thorpe Bay in Southend-on-Sea. She says, my nanny Tilson loved having her radio on and would sing along to the hits at the top of her lungs. Whenever she heard this cheery tune, she'd belt it out and dance around the kitchen. It never fails to remind us of her. The track that takes Lisa Jane back is Dawn with Knock 3 Times.
Cheers, Moira!
Hey girl, what you doing down there? Dancing alone every night while I live right above you. I can hear your music playing, I can feel your body swaying. One floor below me, you don't even know me, I love you. Oh my darling, knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Twice on the pipe if the answer is no. Oh my sweetness means you meet me in the hallway. Oh, twice on the pipe means you ain't gonna show. If you look out your window tonight, pulling the string with the note that's attached to my heart. Read how many times I saw you, how in my silence I adored you, and only in my dreams did that wall between us come apart. Oh my darling, knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Twice on the pipe if the answer is no. Oh my sweetness means you meet me in the hallway. Oh, twice on the pipe means you ain't gonna show. Oh, I can hear the music playing, I can feel your body swaying. One floor below me, you don't even know me, I love you. Oh my darling, knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Whoa, twice.
Dawn, knock 3 times. Today's Golden Oldie. Choose yours. bbc.co.uk/radio2 our pages and Moira's Golden Oldie. Tell Moira why it's the track that takes you back and what that track is. Gonna fade? Are we fading or are we ending? We're fading. Let's just check. How do you rate that as a fade? Pretty good, I'd say. Some are too long, some are too short. That's about right. Solid 9. Okay, let's move on. Liam Gallagher, for what it's worth, he's playing live on this show on the 6th of October.
For the misunderstood, you know I'd give you blood if it'd be enough. Devil's on my doorstep since the day I was born. It's hard to find a sunset in the eye of a storm, but I'm a dreamer by design, and I know in time we'll put this behind.
I'll be honest with you, my newspapers are all over the place here. I don't know if the major on Strictly the Royal Baby or what, to be honest. No idea. So, Liam Gallagher playing live on this show on the 6th of October. It's a Friday, of course. This Friday, Rag and Bowman playing live. A week on Friday, the script still to come. Live on Fridays before Christmas. Yes, I said it again. The C word. Stereophonics, George Ezra, Sam Smith to name, but 3 we're very excited. Also, other stuff going on this Sunday. Ready to live in Hyde Park. It's live on the radio with Michael Ball from 11, and you can watch it on the red button from 10 past 1. We've got the Windsor Half Marathon. Most of us are running in that, are we? Don't let me... See, you go away for 3 weeks and loads of people drop out and they don't tell you, and I hope you won't notice. But of course I will. Is Jumping Jimmy Flash still doing it? That's the big one. OK, he's still in. That's all right then. And what else? New York Marathon for our Children in Need bidders, 5th of November. Bonkers to Brighton, same day. Children Need Auction Week, 13th of November. Oh, it's all going on Papers Next for you. Actually, Papers Now, because I've just pressed the wrong button. OK, right, this should be interesting because... I was hoping for 45 seconds of a trail to sort myself out here, which I now no longer have. So, hang on a minute. Seat of the pants. Here we go. Oh, this isn't going to work. Right, Daily Mail front page as Kate tells the world she's pregnant again. An unmissable picture pull out to celebrate her gorgeous growing family. And this story on all the front pages today. Daily Mirror. Pregnant Duchess struck down by severe sickness. She does suffer, doesn't she? Big time from morning sickness. Some mums don't at all. Miss Ellie here, our very own Miss Ellie. More evening sickness, you're saying, aren't you? Miss Ellie on her own home straight before she departs to have her baby at the end of this year. That's when she's leaving, not when she's having the baby. The Times, playdates and skiing inside George's new school, and another picture of the Duchess of Cambridge on the front page. What is interesting is the bookies and royal babies. Because they seem to know everything ahead of time, the bookies, don't they? The Sun, their front page, child number 3 for Wills and Kate, conceived on the Poland trip, says the Sun. Whether they got that from the bookies, I don't know, but this news became ever more expected as the bookies slashed the odds of a new royal baby being announced with Wills and Kate from 3-1 recently to 1-2, which is 2-1 on, which means you've got to put £2 on to win £1. And they say they're very happy to pay out because it's all good news all round. And now they're taking further bets on the baby's name. The smart money's on Alice or Arthur is what they're saying now. Bookmakers have picked Alice as the favourite for the new royal baby's name, with Arthur the most popular choice for a boy. Coral open betting on what the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge will call their third child and gave Alice odds of 7-1. Paddy Power have gone 8-1 with Alice, and Arthur 10-1. William Hill has Alice as the 8-1 favourite. How is this? How do they all... Bookies, tell us your secrets about how you find out ours, please, if you don't mind. Equal coverage, I would say, this morning about the new Strictly show, and same old story coming up here in the Sun page 3. 8 of the new Strictly contestants have had lessons. But of course, whatever those lessons have been will be dwarfed within the first week of one-on-one lessons from these pro dancers, because I think, if you've had 8 1-hour lessons, the first day they have 7 hours, with, 1-to-1 with the pro, so that will even itself out pretty quickly, don't you think? We'll see.
We are young. Hearted to heart, we stand. No promises, no demands. Love is love. We are strong. No one can tell us we're wrong. Searching our hearts for so long.
Minotaur, Love is a Battlefield. So just before we went away, Steve texted the show saying that him and his fiancée were currently on holiday, but they were driving from Cornwall to Wiltshire to have a procedure with a very clever consultant and driving back to be on holiday the same night. Now, that was a trek, so we phoned him up. And then he mentioned that he's getting married today, the 5th of September, in Windsor, which is round the corner from me. So I said, look, let's roll out the red carpet for you. From an automotive point of view, let's get Chitty on the road. And so today I am picking Steve and Jackie up after their wedding and drinks, which their wedding's at 10. I think drinks is for half an hour, 40 minutes. Then they're off on their honeymoon from Gatwick. You know, and it's all about camaraderie. I don't know why. I just thought to offer that out here. But you know, the more you find out about people, I must have been sent messages. Steve's getting married in Windsor to Jackie Davis today. He works for a charity. Jackie's a nursery teacher. There you go. That's it, isn't it? That's all you need to know. I think there's other stuff here. Getting married today. Now, I still do think that where they're getting married is opposite the Windsor Castle gates. Now, Chitty is 19 feet long. I thought she was 18. She's 19 feet long. Now, I thought that'd make a lovely picture, but my wife, who knows much more about these things than I do, says that actually they're getting married very close to the bridge, which goes from Windsor to Eton. So I'll probably go with my wife. Not literally, but as far as direction is concerned. So that's happening around 11 o'clock this morning. Now, Ruby was on the show at 7:30, talking about her first day at school. She's 5 years of age. Little Ruby, who was talking about her school, sounded a bit like Peppa Pig, didn't you think, says Benji. Sorry, it didn't strike me that, Benji, but you're probably right. Justin in Dartford says school dinners. She was talking about school dinners. She said that the best day of her first day at school was meeting a brand new friend who had the same name as her dog, and also her new school dinner, which was pasta bolognese, cucumber sticks, strawberry dessert, and what was the other bit in there?
Sticks.
Garlic bread, carrot sticks as well. Not like our school dinners. And Justin agrees. We used to have kidney, liver and heart stew. We called it transplant stew. Yeah, we had similar. You didn't really know what it was. No offence to the people who made it. It wasn't their fault. You know, you can only you can only use the things you're given. Mark from Newcastle under Line says, talking to school dinners, whatever happened to mint custard? No idea.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Mint custard. Never. That's a new one on us, Mark. Goodness me, you had it tough in Newcastle under Line, didn't you? But I thought the crudest bit of school dinners when we were having school dinners was when they brought out the ice cream scoop, but then dished out mash with it.
Yeah.
Because they're the same thing. But you don't know that they can be used for mash until you go to school.
Yes.
Because you've only experienced these from the ice cream man and the ice cream van, haven't you?
So you think, oh, they're giving me vanilla ice cream
for our main
with
course.
My pie.
This is brilliant. This is magnificent. Oh, it's going to melt all over the pie just like
Doesn't
it would
matter. I'll take it.
Crumble.
Can I have two?
And then these rocks, rock orbs. They just hit your plate. The plate smashes, and you go, "Oh, I can't eat that. It's just broken that enamel. What's it going to do to my teeth?" Anyway. What else is going on? Lots of things going on. Mary Berry has given her thumbs up to the brand new Bake Off. Anybody seen it? I didn't see it. I was away.
I did.
Did you like it?
I thought it was really good.
But with adverts, you said.
Well, yeah, with
too many adverts.
Yeah,
more adverts than on the BBC.
Obviously, yeah.
But very good, you said.
It was good, yeah, it was good.
Is the second one tonight? Oh, what time? It's at 8 o'clock. OK, Dr Foster's on at 9. I can tell you about our show because we've got Dr Foster on the show. We've got Dr Foster on the show today at 8:15. Dr Gemma Foster, Sir Anne Jones, of course, is going to be on the show today at 8:15, talking about the second series of that, which starts at 9 p.m. on BBC One tonight. And also we're talking about kids leaving home and going to school for the first time after most of the country was in floods of tears as Toy Story 3 was played again on the BBC on Sunday afternoon. Right, sport next with us.
And I only have good news. England won, Scotland won, Northern Ireland won, so here are some goals to celebrate.
Brunt, left-footed round the wall and in! Windsor Park explodes with joy! Northern Ireland lead the Czech Republic by 2-0. Armstrong driving towards the Maltese box, finds Robertson. Griffiths is waiting in the middle, and Lee Griffiths tucks it home to double the Scots advantage. Rashford just outside the box, shoots in! Marcus Rashford makes it 2-1 to England.
All three basically a step closer to next summer's World Cup. England largely are there already. They came from a goal down to beat Slovakia 2-1 at Wembley.
to withstand 2 or 3 days of criticism for winning 4-0, then to go behind and come back will stand them in good stead for the future as a team. Although none of those experiences are particularly enjoyable, when you come through them, then you start to create some belief.
There's Gareth Southgate. One more win will do it. England also did Scotland a favour. The Scots beat Malta 2-0, and here's what they need to secure a playoff spot.
The odds are still against Scotland to qualify for the playoffs, but the requirement is now down to a pair of victories at home to Slovakia and away to Slovenia at the start of next month. Thanks to 10 points from 4 games this year and back-to-back victories over Lithuania and Malta, Gordon Strachan's side have their destiny in their own hands.
There's Roddy Forsyth. Northern Ireland are sure of second place in their group. They beat the Czech Republic 2-0, another terrific win at Windsor Park, where Michael O'Neill's side are unbeaten for 4 years.
The players enjoy playing here now. The pitch is good. The stadium has a great atmosphere in it. It's something they look forward to, and maybe in the past that wasn't the case, so they've created that atmosphere in the stadium as well. If and when we get there, we'll be a difficult team for whoever comes out of the hat.
Germany next at home. For Wales, it's Moldova away tonight. It's a must-win game. And Roger Federer will play Juan Martín del Potro at the US Open Tennis.
Juan
Martín.
No, Juan.
Oh, in the quarterfinals tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much. 9 to 8.
Well, I've got a queue after an accident on the M60 anti-clockwise now. Junction 17 for Prestwich, so queue's actually back to 21 for Milne Row. So all traffic was temporarily held there. The accident clear for the M62 as well, at 7 for Rainhill Stoops. You've got a queue eastbound back to 6 for Tarbock Island. And the M6, 1 lane out with the breakdown. It's the northbound side, 17 to 18 in the works. Sandbach to Middlewich, and that's obviously causing a bit of a queue as well. M5, that's slow to the roadworks around Junction 1. It's southbound to West Bromwich. Very busy still for Hertfordshire for the A1M southbound 3 to 2, St Albans to Welham Green. The worst of the M25 is clockwise before 11 for Chertsey, anti-clockwise 28 for the A12. That's looking really slow as well. M23 southbound, very busy down to Junction 9 for the Gatwick turn-off. And the M4 now, 1 lane's out with a breakdown. It's the Lorry eastbound 17 to 16. In fact, it's having a tyre change. That's between Chippenham and Swindon. And then for Cornwall, we've got a fuel spillage. It's the A30 affected eastbound just before Carmano Cross, and that's the junction of the A38. That's it. I'm back in half an hour, but the number's 03700 100 200.
Well, let's hear it from Mint Custard. Here we go. We've missed out on Mint Custard, us lot. Chris, I have Mint Custard, usually with sponge, as Mel, aged 48 in North Yorkshire. Chris, one of my fave school puddings was chocolate sponge with green minty custard. It must have been a thing. It must have been a whole thing. I indulge myself and still make it every so often, says Sue, now aged 52. Chris, we have mint custard with chocolate sponge. Delicious, says Mark. Chocolate sponge and peppermint custard. Amazing school pudding, says Kelly Simpson in Bath. It seems it always went with chocolate sponge. It must have been an education authority thing, mustn't it?
Yeah.
That we missed out on. Yeah.
Were there national menus? What don't we know about this? William Hill, tell us more. Padley Power. They've got it all. They've got it all right down there. Miss Sevens. First autumn apple crumble of the season last night. We have access to a new apple tree. 10 out of 10, babe. 10 out of 10.
Haven't changed, had much to say, but man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. I told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town, boys are back in town. You know that chick that used to dance a lot? Every night she'd be on the floor shaking what she'd got. Man, when I tell you she was cool, she was red hot. I mean, she was steaming. And that time over at Johnny's place, well, this chick got up and she slapped Johnny's face. Man, we just fell about the place. If that chick don't want to know, forget her. The boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. will flow and blood will spill. And if the boys wanna fight, you better let them. That jukebox in the corner blasting out my favorite songs. The nights are getting warmer, it won't be long till summer comes. Now that the boys are here again.
Shall we do a retro school dinners breaking news, shall we? Because Nick here, who works on the show, he's up the ante. He says, OK, all right, whatever. Mint custard and chocolate pudding. He said he used to have chocolate pudding with pink custard. Now, is he imagining this? Because he's had a very checkered past, as Armand. Because you haven't really lived if you haven't had mint custard on chocolate or concrete pudding, says Maggie in Sutton Coldfield. Because what happened to spam fritters? This was Michelin cuisine in my school, says Simon Newbury. And there must have been national menus. There must have been national menus, mustn't there? All budgeted and things. And maybe there still are, who knows? But modern school dinners seem to be winning the day by a long chalk. Country mile and all that. Over the holidays, we did buy some luncheon meat. And we did fry it for the kids, and we said, see, that's what we used to live on. Just for a laugh. Guess what? They loved it.
An empty land. I knew the pathway like the back of my hand. I felt the earth beneath my feet. Sat by the river and it made me complete. Oh, simple thing. Where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. I came across a fallen tree. I felt the branches of it looking at me. Is this the place we used to love? Is this the place that I've been dreaming of? Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. And if you have a minute, why don't we go talk about it somewhere only we know. This could be the end of everything. So why don't we go somewhere only we know. Somewhere only we know. A simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in.
All breaking custard news. Nick hasn't made it up. It was pink custard. It was strawberry custard. Is what other people are saying. If it was green, it was mint or alien. We're not quite sure. Pink was strawberry. There is talk here from Pete and Elaine about banana spew. But I'm not going to go there. Nick also claims that when he had semolina, as lots of us did, we had semolina, didn't we? We had bowls of semolina. Now, was that poor man's or rich man's rice pudding? I can't remember. Anyway, what was wrong with rice pudding? Don't know, but we never had it. We had semolina, and on the side of your dish, your bowl, would be a splat of jam. And Nick says they were forbidden at their school to do the thing the rest of us did, which was immediately mix it in with the semolina, have a bit of fun with it. It was actually quite tasty. But they were forbidden to do it at Nick's school. What would happen if you did do it, Nick? You were never seen again. There you go, children. There's a lesson for you. Little Winston, the rest of the show's for you, my friend. OK, Little Winston, going to school today. Everything's going to be all right, son. Don't worry about a thing. It's 8 o'clock. Here's the news from Moira.
BBC News at 8 o'clock on Tuesday, the 5th of September. Good morning. South Korea has carried out a big naval exercise, warning the North Koreans they'll be buried at sea if they launch an attack. The Scottish First Minister is setting out what she's calling an ambitious legislative programme for the coming year. And scientists think they know why large numbers of sperm whales become stranded on beaches last year. South Korea's Navy has staged a major exercise off the country's east coast as a show of strength to North Korea following its latest nuclear test. It says Pyongyang's forces would be buried at sea in the event of further provocation. The Americans say all options to deal with the threat from North Korea are on the table. Washington is circulating the draft of a new sanctions resolution at the UN. Japan's representative there told the BBC the Security Council must deliver a clear message.
North Korea has been doing this for quite some time, and we have the Security Council, the international body that is responsible for peace and security, has been telling them to stop. Now, we obviously treat them as graciously as possible, but there is a limit to what we can put up with. So we are telling them, you have to stop now, otherwise there will be consequences for them.
Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon will set out her plans for government this afternoon, pledging bold and ambitious reforms for the coming year. She'll focus on health, the economy and principally education, an area where opposition parties say the SNP should be embarrassed by its record. Our Scotland editor Sarah Smith reports.
Education reform will be at the centre of the Scottish Government's agenda, but the SNP have not yet succeeded in raising standards in Scottish schools or closing the attainment gap between better-off pupils and those from deprived backgrounds. An education bill will give more powers and greater freedoms to head teachers. While hundreds of thousands of public sector workers can expect to see more generous pay increases from next year, as the Scottish Government plans to lift the 1% cap on pay rises. The First Minister will hope to combat criticism from her opponents that she's been neglecting her domestic agenda while arguing for a second referendum on Scottish independence.
A serious case review on the death of a 21-month-old girl who was killed by her mother is due to be published today. Aisha Jane Smith, who was known to her family as AJ, died in Burton-on-Trent in Staffordshire in 2014. Our Midlands correspondent, Seema Kotecha, reports.
Catherine Smith murdered her daughter in the child's bedroom. Medical experts said the toddler's heart was torn by one forceful stamp and that her injuries resembled those of a car crash victim. During the trial, it was revealed that the child's father had warned social services just weeks before her death that she was at risk while living with Smith. AJ had been taken into foster care but was then returned to her mother. The serious case review will reveal if any of the parties involved in her care were negligent and whether any lessons can be learnt so that what happened to her can be prevented from happening again.
Police say a man who was pulled from the water after being swept off rocks near Padstow in Cornwall yesterday has died. He was hit by a wave while he was fishing. A search is resuming for another man who went into the sea at the same time. Scientists believe large solar storms in space may have played a role in the fatal stranding of sperm whales last year on the coasts of Britain, Germany, France and the Netherlands. They say the 29 whales were young, well-fed and free of disease, but their navigational abilities may have been disrupted by the storms. Our environment correspondent Matt McGrath explains.
In the early months of 2016, the ghostly images of the Arctic Northern Lights were seen as far south as Scotland. They were caused by large-scale solar storms sending charged particles into our atmosphere. Now researchers say the same storms distorted the Earth's magnetic field and caused species that rely on the field for navigation, like sperm whales, to lose their way. These ocean giants normally return from the food-rich seas around Norway to the Atlantic, guided by an invisible geomagnetic mountain that prevents them from entering the North Sea. But the scientists argue the storms essentially made this guardrail invisible, and the confused creatures swam into the shallow waters that are sometimes dubbed the sperm whale trap.
The governor of Florida has declared a state of emergency as preparations are made for the arrival of Hurricane Irma. It could hit several Caribbean islands, including the Leewood and Puerto Rico, before reaching Florida on Saturday. Today's weather forecast: heavy rain at first for Wales, northern England and southern Scotland, lingering in some places during the day. Elsewhere, fairly cloudy with occasional bright spells. Top temperatures 17 Celsius for most places and a few degrees higher in southern England. BBC News, it's 8:05.
Thank you, Moira. Saran Jones, Dr. Foster on the way, live on this show in 10 minutes' time.
Online, on digital radio and on 88 to 91 FM. BBC Radio 2.
Here we go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The doctor will see us in 9 minutes.
How do you like your eggs in the morning?
I like mine with a kiss.
A second, we've had a banana for ages. Where's the bananas gone? Are they around? Are they there? Where? Oh, can't find them.
Banana!
That's better. Time for one more. Time for a small one.
Banana! Come on,
and custard!
You better chase all your cares away.
Tuesday song now.
Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day. The sun is shining, come on, get happy. The Lord is waiting to take your hand. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. We're going to the promised land. We're heading across the river, wash your sins away in the tide. It's all so peaceful on the other side. Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. You better chase all your cares away. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day. Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. Chase your cares away. Hallelujah, get happy before the judgment day. The sun is shining, come on, get happy. The Lord is waiting to take your hand. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. We're gonna be going to the promised land. We're heading across the river, wash your sins away in the tide. It's quiet and peaceful on the other side. Forget your troubles, get happy, your cares fly away. Shout hallelujah, get happy, get ready for your judgment day. Come on, get happy, chase your cares away. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy, get ready for the judgment day. Sun is shining, come on, get happy. Lord is waiting to take your hand. Hallelujah, come on, get happy. We're going to the promised land. Heading across the river, throw your sins away in the tide. It's all so peaceful on the other side. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. You better chase all your cares away. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready for the judgment day.
Judy Garland, get happy. 9 minutes past 8, Tuesday morning. September 5th, 2017. Today's show is dedicated to anybody who feels freshly refueled and re-energized, and today's show is entitled Life is So Much More Enjoyable If You Train for It Every Single Day. Right, school dinners. Now, kids are currently at school enjoying a whole different school dinner world than we did. We'll think we're talking a foreign language here, so you might have to interpret for me to them. Paul Walker says, good morning, my mum was a dinner lady. Oh, here we go, in Yorkshire. Prime menu features were potato croquette swirls, remember those, spam fritters, yes, and the occasional pie. I remember the pies as being pretty stunning, actually. Semolina or rice pudding reigned in Dessertland until the very rare appearance of choc pudding with choc custard, double choc, 2 to 3 times per term, all delivered in huge tins and prepped in inverted commas at school, i.e. zero cooking was involved. And how about seconds? Oh, those were the days. Yes, seconds available. Anybody want seconds? Lovely, says Paul Walker. Thank you, Paul, for that. More. Here we go, Chris. We used to have frog spawn pudding in our junior school, otherwise known as sago pudding, and it was lovely. Little twist in the tail there from Jeanette in Liverpool. Annabelle in Northumberland says we had a dessert of apple puree and syrup covered in cornflakes. Ooh. Perfect. And our dinner lady was called Mrs. Kitchen to boot. From Charmaine. From St John's in Cornwall. Anyone ever have cowboy stew for their school dinner? Minced beef and baked bean stew. It was horrible. I think that sounds quite nice, to be honest. We've mixed in ketchup, a bit of vinegar, a bit of salt and pepper. I used to put vinegar on everything. I mean, everything. Originally from South London, this is Mary now, languishing in sunny Southend, which is very much on the up, isn't it, Southend? Hi, Chris. Absolutely pink custard with chocolate sponge. Never heard of mint custard, though, but who remembers semolina with a digestive biscuit and an apple? What was all that about? Chocolate Crunch is now making an appearance via several texts. This one in particular from Sue in Alton in Staffordshire. Chris, Gypsy Tart was my favourite, says Tracy Grisby, now residing in Box in Wiltshire, but originally from Kent. It seems, she says, no one outside Kent knows what I'm on about, though. It was sweetened condensed milk and brown sugar boiled together, then poured into a pastry base and baked. It was all served with half an apple to clean your teeth afterwards. There's a theory. That's a theory and a half. But that sounds like proper prep. There sounds like some actual cooking going on there. One perhaps for the new bake-off. Jules says, just heard you talking about semolina. My daughter still has it at her school in Aberdeen. Guess what? It's not a popular choice. And Chris Lynn Gilson says, if we left gristle from the meat on the side of the plates, the teacher stood over us and made us mix it into the potato and eat it. What, the gristle? You sat there until there was nothing left on the plate, followed by stodgy rice pudding. We're just talking about the ice cream scoop, which you saw on the first day at school, your first experience of school dinners, and you thought, ice cream for lunch? And then these concrete mash orbs were reluctantly sort of flicked off the potato scoop. They didn't want to come off. They even sort of hated themselves. They didn't want to be fed to the children for the children's sake. I mean, that's what was going on there. But thanks for all those. By the way, anybody know anything more about Adele perhaps being in this new remake of Oliver? They're remaking Oliver. How very dare they? Why would you? How could you? But who knows how that might turn out? Still one of the best films ever made. Still evergreen and fresh as a daisy. Right, Sheryl Crow's here now with a new single, Alone in the Dark, and then Dr. Foster live on the show.
Told you to be discreet, but you went to the world and you broadcast me. Trust is something you can't see, but when it gets broken, it cuts so deep. Hope you're feeling super chic since you made into
8:15 now on BBC Radio 2. So the wait is almost over for 10 million fans of the other Doctor, the real Doctor, Dr. Foster. They were hooked on the hottest series of 2015. Tonight, Dr. Foster returns to BBC One at 9 p.m, filled with even more plot twists and surprises. We talk to the star of Dr. Foster, Dr. Gemma Foster, Saran Jones, after this.
Every year, the biggest stars of country music gather together to put on a festival in Nashville. Not for the music industry and not for ourselves, but simply for fans of country. And let me tell you, it's one heck of a party.
Hey, this is Eric Church.
Hey, we're a little big town.
Join me, Christian Bush, for highlights of this year's CMA Festival. Beginning with performances from Garth Brooks, Miranda Lambert, Dierks Bentley, and Luke Bryan.
The CMA Music Festival with Christian Bush.
Tonight from 10 on BBC Radio 2.
Yep, 10 p.m. tonight with Christian. Before that, 9 p.m. on the telly. The return of Dr. Foster 2 years on. And here's not just Saran Jones, but BAFTA-winning Saran Jones. Good morning, Saran.
Good morning, Chris. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good, yes. Quite excited and very nervous about this evening.
Now, I understand all that, but tell us why you're nervous when you know it's already such a hit.
Because I love telly myself. I'm a real, telly watcher. Me and my husband love to get the popcorn out and have our own little telly cinema. So, being a lover of telly, I don't want to disappoint. It's a second series, and I know how people feel about second series sometimes, and I just want people to enjoy it, to be honest.
Right, now, has your husband ever hidden his other telephone, his second telephone, in the boot of his car?
I don't know, but you know what? I've never looked. I might go and have a look today.
And for people who don't know, this is one of the things that Dr. Foster's other half got up to in the first series. So, 10 million viewers for the season finale of the first series. That was quite incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. It was, and people would come up to me on the street and talk about it, and I don't normally watch my stuff because I get a bit nervous about kind of watching it on the telly, and then because people were so kind about it, I ended up watching the last episode and getting really into it. So tonight I'm there from the beginning. I'm going to watch it all this time.
And how do you feel about that?
I'll be with hubby, unless he's got a telephone in his boot, which I'm obviously going to check, and then I won't be. And yeah, well, I'm actually on CBeebies Bedtime Stories before, so I'll watch that with my little boy, put him to bed, and then I'll watch the adult thing with my husband.
So your fans have cured your own fear of watching yourself on telly completely, it would seem now.
It would, yeah, no, it would, yeah. But when you have you've got little ones too, so... Yep. I mean, Bedtime Stories is probably one of my greatest achievements.
Yeah, no, I'm with you all the way on that. So, talking of little ones, during the filming of the second series, there was an added extra issue on set, I understand, literally.
Yes. Well, so, did your little ones ever have hand, foot and mouth?
Yes, don't all little ones have hand, foot and mouth?
I think so. Yeah, they've all got them, but then when they get these, it sounded like some Victorian thing I'd never heard of anyway. He couldn't go in nursery, so he came on set with me, and, he was full of snot, full of, weird kind of, blotches.
Things that worry you a lot.
Things that worry you a lot when they're only 6 months. And so he was on my hip and we were lining up and I was trying to be all serious actress and everyone was just cooing over this little gorgeous, snotty little big-eared thing that was on my hip.
Yeah, you were trying to be this tough doctor and all you could hear was, from the crew all the time, taking the limelight away. So you've won a BAFTA. Did you think when you first came across Dr. Foster, she would have a BAFTA in it for you? Or in her for you?
Well... No, because now I think, of course people are interested, but when I first read the script, I thought, would people want to sit down and watch about affairs? It's a really awkward subject. It's uncomfortable and no one wants to think that, to imagine that is could be their life, their spouse meeting someone else and their life falling apart. But, of course, that's what makes TV interesting because it's the fear that makes you watch, I think. And then the added entertainment, the way Mike Bartlett writes and the theatrical notes of what she then does to get revenge gets people hooked. But no, I really didn't. And I was so pleased to get a BAFTA because from being 10, I've wanted to do this. So it was amazing, actually. Really amazing.
Okay, and the ankle biter also necessitated the BAFTA being moved from the fireplace to where?
It's now in the office because I was paranoid. They're so heavy that he would grab it. And my husband said, but when are you ever going to put the baby in the fireplace? I don't understand. And I said, oh, no, I know, but I'm just obviously still hormonal. Please move it to the office.
All right, now you mentioned Mike Bartlett there, the writer. He says the key to her success and her popularity is that despite what happens to her, she never allows herself to be a victim. Do you agree with that?
I mean, she's a victim of the situation, but no, she never. She's had trauma throughout her life, and she's a real strong character, which obviously that's why I was drawn to her. And I think this time she's angrier. So whatever she did last time in kind of like a haze of upset, now it's more channeled, and it's darker, dirtier, and a little stronger where she's concerned.
Now, this is one of those shows that people may have missed the whole of the first series, but they can catch up. It's all over the iPlayer Series 1 in preparation for this new series tonight. And Merrily, who works on our show, she hadn't seen the first series, so she watched episode 1 to sort of get in the mood for it. She then literally couldn't put it down, so she watched the whole lot, and then she said, oh, my goodness me, the season finale of Series 1 back in 2015 was incredible. So then, with trepidation, she watched on preview the episode that's going to be aired tonight, and she said, it was so much better, and I didn't think it could possibly be even as good. So that bodes quite well, because Merrily sort of knows her onions here.
Merrily. Merrily, is it?
Yeah, Merrily's giving you 5 stars already, and she's from Cornwall, so she's cool as well.
Thank you, Merrily from Cornwall. Amazing. Okay, everyone listen to Merrily. Thank you.
Well, good luck tonight on CBeebies, and I'm sure the second series is going to be as good. Will there be a third? That's what we need to know, I suppose, before you go.
I don't know. Mike Bartlett is an amazing writer, and he comes up with amazing things. And I said I wouldn't do a second, and then here we are, 9 p.m. tonight. So
never say never. Come on, you know that. All
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, lovely to talk to you. Get back to the kids.
All right. Bye.
Cheers. Bye. Dr. Foster, Series 2, BBC One tonight, 9 p.m.
Hey girl, is he everything you wanted in me? You know I gave you the world. You had me in the palm of your hand. So why your love went away? Can't seem to understand. Thought it was me and you, baby. Me and you until the end, but I guess I was wrong. Don't wanna think about it, don't wanna talk about it. I'm just so sick about it. Can't believe it's ending this way. Just so confused about it, feeling the blues about it. I just can't do it without you. Tell me, is this fair? Is this the way it's really going down? Is this how we say goodbye? Should've known better when you came around, that you were gonna make me cry. It's breaking my heart to watch you run around, 'cause I know that you're living a lie. But that's okay, baby, 'cause in time you will find what goes around, goes around, goes around, comes all the way back around. What goes around, goes around, goes around, comes all the way back around. You claimed, you said that you were moving on now. Maybe I should do the same. The funny thing about that is I was ready to give you my name. Thought it was me and you, baby. And now it's all just a shame, and I guess I was wrong. Don't wanna think about it, don't wanna talk about it. I'm just so sick about it. Can't believe it's ending this way. Just so confused about it, feeling the blues about it. I just can't do it. Can you tell me, is this fair? Is this the way it's really going down? Is this how we say goodbye? Should've known better when you came around. Should've known better that you were gonna make me cry. And now it's breaking my heart to watch you run around, 'cause I know that you're living a lie. But that's okay, baby, 'cause
around, comes around. We thought that was quite fitting. Although I won't tell you why, because I don't want to spoil the first series for you if you haven't yet seen it. Now, Jules has a little bit of a challenge for me. Don't you, Jules?
A challenge?
Well, you do, really, because you don't want me to say anything about Series 1.
Of Dr. Foster, because I just started watching it. So.
And that necessitated what just now?
I just turned you off.
Turn the radio down.
I just turned the radio right down.
She turned her own show down.
And shut the door so I couldn't hear anything.
It's one of my best interviews of all time. Not difficult, because she was so giving. We met in the middle, and then she took over, which is how you like it, you know.
Yeah.
You make a guest comfortable, and then they just go off on one. So you didn't hear it. You didn't hear it.
No. I'm really sorry.
You could have listened to it because I know not to do spoilers. It would have been fine. It would have made you like it even more. Now, why are you in the middle of watching Series 1? Is it because of all this fresh heat around Series 2?
No, I didn't even know that was coming. Really? My mum kept saying to me, got to watch Dr. Foster, you really love it.
Right.
And that's why.
Lady Lisa, who used to work on the show, she swore by it. She may be the biggest Dr. Foster fan ever. She used to go and worship at the altar of Dr. Foster every night on the way home, wherever that may be.
Okay.
So where are you in Series 1? There's only 5 episodes, for heaven's sake. Come on, get on with it.
I just started the third one.
Okay, so you've got 2.5 hours left.
Yeah.
Why don't could you watch them today before tonight?
That's a possibility.
It's not the day for going out, is it? Really?
It's a possibility. And Wilson's just gone back to school.
Hooray!
Hey!
She didn't mean that, Wilson. Wilson's only 9. He doesn't need this from his mum on the radio.
He doesn't. Sorry, Wils.
You do like him, don't you?
I love him.
You love your son.
Yes,
All
he's
right.
my firstborn.
So Dr. Foster, back on the radio tonight, but you did turn me down.
I'm really sorry, Chris.
I'm going to turn you. I'm not going to listen to anything you say in the next minute.
Fair play. OK, for Scotland now. Southbound. All traffic's using the Forth Road Bridge until Thursday. Then you're all using the Queensferry Bridge. Now, for Edinburgh, A71 Calder Road, that is closed eastbound between the Dalmahoy Country Club and Addiston Farm Road for an accident. Thanks for your call on that, Bill. Newcastle, 1 lane's blocked for an accident. A1 Western Bypass southbound at Bladen Highway, so the queue's back to the Hexham turn-off. Now, we've also got the accident that left a queue on the M62 eastbound at 7 for Rainhill Stoops. It's back to Tarbock Island. That's junction 6. 2 lanes out for the accident. M6 northbound 9 to 10. It's Wednesbury to Walsall, which is why you're queuing back from the M5, and it's also slow after a breakdown northbound 17 to 18. The queue actually back to 16, which is the Crewe turn-off. There's a lane out for an accident on the M40 southbound between 4 and 3, which is High Wycombe, the Handycross roundabout, and Loudwater. To Wales, the M4 eastbound struggling between 45 and 43. That's Innisforgan and Llandarcy. And finally, Kent, 2 lanes blocked with an accident on the M2 westbound, so that's slow past junction 5 for Sittingbourne.
So we've done school dinners then and now. We've done Strictly in the lineup. We've done the announcement of the fact there's going to be another royal baby on the way for Wills and Kate. We've talked about Dr. Foster. Where we go next? How about kids leaving home sort of semi-permanently for the first time? A lot of that going on at the moment. And kids going to school for the first time. Who are we going to talk about that with? How about Mumsnet? They know everything. They know more than the bookies even. And dare we even mention the phrase homeschooling? Shall we go there? homeschooling mention following a delegation by our two kids yesterday at the tea table, led by Noah, who's 8, backed up by Eli in his favourite skirt, who's 5. Mum, Dad, can we talk about homeschooling? What? All right, okay. Let's open that chapter. 8:31, the 70s Smashers follow the headlines with Moira.
BBC News. President Putin of Russia has condemned North Korea's nuclear test, describing it as provocative. He said Pyongyang would rather eat grass than abandon its nuclear program. South Korea has staged a large-scale naval exercise in response to the test. Nicola Sturgeon will lay out the SNP's priorities for the next year at Holyrood this afternoon. The First Minister is expected to focus on education reform, an area in which her party has been criticised by the opposition. A man has died after being rescued from the sea near Padstow in Cornwall yesterday. 2 people were spotted in the water. The search for the second man resumed this morning. A state of emergency has been declared in Florida ahead of the arrival of Hurricane Irma. It's due to make landfall in the state on Saturday and could hit a number of Caribbean islands on the way. The weather forecast around here, heavy rain to start in Wales, northern England and southern Scotland. Elsewhere, fairly cloudy with some bright spells. Those are the BBC headlines. Our next news, 9 o'clock.
All right, and this is rock and roll. Sheila B. Devotion, Spacer on the way from the 70s. But first of all, what was the 70s year for Bob Seger, the Silver Bullet Band and Hollywood Nights?
She stood there bright as the sun on that California coast. He was a Midwestern boy on his own. She took his hand and she led him along that golden beach. They watched the waves tumble over the sand. They drove for miles and miles up those twisting, turning roads. Higher and higher and higher they climbed. And those Hollywood nights, in those Hollywood hills, she was looking so right in her diamonds and frills. All those big city nights, in those high rolling hills, above all the lights, she had all of the came that morning, he woke up alone. He spent all night staring down at the lights of LA, wondering if he could ever go home. And those Hollywood nights, in those Hollywood hills, it was looking so right, it was giving chills. Big city nights, in those high rolling hills, above all the lights, she had all of the skin. Hollywood nights, Hollywood hills, above all the lights, Hollywood nights, Hollywood nights.
Bob Seger, the Silver Bullet Band, Hollywood Nights from 1978. And now, Sheila B. Devotion from 1970 when? 1970 higher or 1970 lower than a 78?
that you meet. I'm so lucky, he's the only one I'll ever need. He will blast up tonight, he puts his life on the line every time he's in flight. And many can trace that our love will last beyond time and space. He's a spacer, a star chaser, a spacer. He's a spacer, a star chaser, a spacer.
Should have been devotion. Sounding all disco-y there. All very chic. All very flashing lights on the dance floor. Higher or lower than Rock and Roll 78 from Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
Well, this couldn't sound more 70s if it tried.
I know. Well, I think it's the epicenter of 70s.
Yeah, so let's go right in the epicenter of 70s and say lower.
It's
but only
Heartland
just,
70s,
yeah.
isn't it? And there's only 1 year above 78 anyway. And it's 79.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Pure drama on BBC One.
You lied to me for 2 years.
I know I cheated. Hands up to that.
Cheated me out of money.
I had a criminal record.
Lied to our son.
My son hated me.
Betrayed every promise that you ever made.
I made a mistake.
After we split, you moved on because you could. But I can't.
So you're putting yourself first?
I'm putting Tom first.
This isn't a game. You ruined my life.
There's only one way I'm leaving now, and that's in a coffin.
That's good to know.
Dr. Foster returns
Hopefully, it will be peace and quiet from now on.
tonight at 9 on BBC One.
All right, stand by your beds. Mascara warning maybe for this. Don't really know. A mascara warning for an interview. Never done that before, but it could be useful. 20 to 9. Vassos, off you go.
Yesterday, Chris, we were talking about the whole nation sobbing on their sofas on Sunday night as Andy left for college in Toy Story 3. Your not-so-mystery guest today can give us some parenting do's and don'ts for when the youngsters are preparing to fly the nest. Please welcome Mumsnet's Rowan Davis.
Good morning, Rowan.
Good morning, Chris.
How's Mumsnet doing nowadays?
Oh, very good, very good. Very busy, as always.
Stronger than ever. Okay, how long have you been part of this?
I've been there for 8 years. I'm a long-term inmate.
And how did that start?
Actually, I was a poster on the board, and I got asked to come on staff.
Okay, and now you're head of policy and campaigns.
I am, yeah.
All right, and your qualifications as a mum?
Basically, yes.
Yeah, how many do you have?
I've got two. I've got two boys, 14 and 12.
All right, so here's a text we just received. Simone from Wetwang in Yorkshire. For the first time, morning Chris, for the first time in 14 years, I won't be waving off our blonde, curly-haired daughter to school. During that time, for the past 8 years, you've been our constant morning companion, and I thank you for that. Well, you're very welcome. But just like Andy in Toy Story, Lucy now leaves for college, and I am left looking at an empty bedroom while she starts a new life at university in Newcastle. That's sad, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's a huge sort of moment for parents.
So what do we do?
Well, so the top tips from Mumsnet users, before they leave, focus on preparing them, because that's going to stop you sort of anxiety and worrying away if you know that they can look after themselves. So give them some crash cookery courses, make sure they can make things on toast, pasta, introduce
so
them to
simple,
vegetables.
but so right, so simple. Go on.
Yeah, and sorting colours from whites in the laundry is quite a big one. And focus on their packing list, make sure they've got all the stuff they need. There's loads of packing lists online. Don't leave them eating soup with a fork after a couple of weeks. They will lose at least one cutlery set. So it's partly about just focus on preparing them, and hopefully that will stop you worrying away at yourself about it.
And that works a lot in the worry stakes, doesn't it? If you put other people first and stop thinking about yourself, that helps immensely, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have to say, I'm a crier. I am one of those people who just burst into tears, and my kids just roll their eyes at me now. But the advice is, if you can avoid it at all, think of it like the nursery drop-off or the first day of school, drop and run. You know, bye-bye.
Drop and scarper. Okay. All right.
You need to cry, do it around the corner.
Okay, but there is an upside. Tell us about the passport issues here now.
Yeah, so this is the brilliant thing, and I have to say, I wish I could do this. You can now go on holiday in term time.
Yay!
You don't have to pay those inflated prices during the long vacation. And even if you're going to stay in the UK, you can do those things that your team's never wanted to do. If you've always wanted to visit all the medieval battlefields, you can now do that. You can walk the South Downs Way. You can learn the clarinet. You know, there's all those things that for the last 18 years of your life you've been putting off and thinking, I don't have time. You do have time now.
Okay, now, there are also prayers that can be said kneeling down by your bedside at night, including Kids Come Back, the sequel.
Oh, yes, of course. So the thing is, apparently 25% of 20 to 34-year-olds live at home. So an awful lot of those kids going off to university this month will probably be coming home because it's so expensive out there.
And I wonder...
and then when they need to start a job, they're not going to be earning very much money. You're almost certainly going to find that their bedroom gets reoccupied when they've finished.
And I wonder how many parents who sobbed when they left in the first place are secretly screaming, no, don't come out. Actually, we quite like this. This is all right.
You've turned your bedroom into a workshop. There's quite a lot of that going on, I think.
All right, now what about mums and dads just dropping the kids off at school for the first time? You've got some advice about that as well, haven't you?
Yeah, so it seems to be the same principle. If you can hold those emotions in, I can't, as I say, and I don't think everybody can, but if you can at all, it's about big, bright smile plastered on, because they will take their cue from you, little kids. If they see mum or dad, lip wobbling and eyes brimming, you're going to have a full-blown sort of emotional scene on your hands, and it's not going to help them integrate on that first day. So.
All right, and tell us about the trepidation and the danger of becoming a helicopter parent, if people don't know what that means.
So this is a complaint we actually see from a lot of younger posters on Mumsnet whose university experiences are quite recent, and they talk about the sheer embarrassment of parents who turn up at the first day of university and then have basically booked a B&B nearby and are planning to stay for the week. Freshers Week is really full on, and there's loads of stuff going on, and the worst thing you can do is sort of hang around as a sort of ghost of home and get in the way, basically, and embarrass them in front of their potential new friends. So it's really hard, but you need to step away.
So don't hover, have faith.
No, absolutely. Just plaster on that smile, leave them and go.
They take their cue from you. That's my take-home phrase from today. Lovely to talk to you, Rowan. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Chris.
Rowan Davies from www.mumsnet.com. Mumsnet has 11 million unique visitors per month, 170 local sites, and a network of 10,000 bloggers and vloggers. Now, back to that mascara warning.
Wednesday morning at 5 o'clock as the day begins, silently closing her bedroom door, leaving the note that she hoped would say more. She goes downstairs to the kitchen, clutching her handkerchief, quietly turning the back door key. Stepping outside, she is free. We gave her most of our lives, is leaving, sacrificed most of our lives. We gave her everything money could buy. She's leaving home after living alone for so many years. Father snores as his wife gets into a dressing gown, picks up the letter that's lying there, standing alone at the top of the stairs. She breaks down and cries to her husband, Daddy, our baby's gone. Why would she treat us so thoughtlessly? How could she do this to me? We never thought of ourselves, never a thought for ourselves. struggled hard all our lives to get. She's leaving home after living alone for so many years. Friday morning at 9 o'clock, she is far away, waiting to keep the appointment she made, meeting a man from the motor trade. And she, what did we do that was wrong? Is having, we didn't know it was wrong. Fun is the one thing that money can't buy. Something inside that was always denied for so many years.
If you're sobbing, if you're crying, if you're melting, listening to this song from the Beatles, She's Living Home. It is our duty as a public service broadcaster to provide the antidote. So here it comes. Glenn Campbell, good riddance.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on the shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth it all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Glenn Campbell, time of your life. Loads of reaction to Mumsnet. Jackie Mantle, my husband Steve, my son Tom, and all our friends. We live in St Ives in Cambridgeshire. And she says, my daughter Abby is going to Shanghai on Saturday for a year as part of her degree after 2 years at Newcastle Uni. We missed her so much when she was in Newcastle, and now she's off to the other side of the world. We'll miss her loads, but we're so proud of her. Again, that's the upside, isn't it? That's the mitigation, the pride and the freedom. Sue from Devon says, hi, Chris. That's it. I've had to pull over. Tears everywhere. And Sue, I'm not going to read the rest of your text out, if that's okay. But we've had a proper giggle to it here. Right, today's top 10 news subject, please.
So we got onto Rowan from Mumsnet via Andy leaving for college in Toy Story 3. But I tell you what, Buzz Lightyear has got nothing on Mumsnet. Mums know everything. Mumsnet, forget infinity and beyond. Mumsnet knows everything and beyond. So quite simply, today's top 10 news, 88291 on the text. Your tenuous links to the fame of Mumsnet.
Thank you very much indeed. On the text 88291, as Vassar says, and here's his guest.
I'm a big fan of our sports guest this morning. He is Paul Sinton Hewitt. He is the founder of Parkrun, and he is a thoroughly brilliant human being. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, breakfast team.
Good morning, Paul.
So,
Chris.
start of September, Paul. We were discussing this on the show yesterday. It feels like a time for new starts, and you could do a lot worse, couldn't you, than heading down to your local park on a Saturday morning?
Yes, it's wonderful. Every September we see a rise in the number of people coming out to enjoy the outdoors, and it's brilliant.
So just tell people what Park Run is.
Park Run's a free weekly timed event. Everybody's welcome. You can walk, run, jog, and at the end we send you some information about how you did.
Yeah, it's on email. It's all free. It's a 3 mile, as Paul says, walk, run or jog. But there's Saturday mornings and there's also Sunday mornings, Paul, isn't there?
Sunday mornings is the jewel in the crown, really. It's all about children aged 4 to 14. Everybody's welcome. Families are welcome. And it's 2 kilometers, exactly the same format. Nothing more satisfying than seeing the kids with smiles on their faces getting some outdoor activities.
You get T-shirts, don't you, Paul, when you complete 50, 100 or whatever park runs, and you see people wearing those T-shirts with justifiable pride.
It's a badge of honour.
How much pride do you get when you see those T-shirts?
Oh, there's nothing more satisfying than seeing people achieve their goals. And it's not about speed, it's not about killing yourself, it's about perseverance, about getting out there and doing something for a long period of time and achieving these goals. It's the most fantastic thing.
Why are the kids on Sunday and the grown-ups on Saturday?
Grown-ups, well, everybody's welcome on a Saturday. The kids on a Sunday because we don't want to interfere with other major activities. It's also something that we can set aside so that the team is focused specifically on the kids. We have special safeguarding rules specifically for the kids. And we want the kids to have as much fun as possible so they can run it with their parent if they want, but they're also free to just run it on their own. So it's a unique environment, and it's specially guided towards helping children find themselves in the outdoors.
All right, so it's nothing to do. You haven't done copious research on the fact that mums and dads are more likely to have a hangover on a Sunday than a Saturday.
No, it's definitely not about that. But we know that getting the parents out who have got these hangovers is probably the best way to help them through that hangover.
So you're just the gift that keeps on giving. Now, here's a question for you. You gifted Park Run to the world, which is one of the greatest things anybody has done in my lifetime. So congratulations. But if somebody else has a similar idea that could benefit the world as we know it today, how would they go about gifting that to the world for non-profit? How would you go about that? What advice would you give them?
Well, it's a long process, Chris. So I didn't gift it from day one. I had to work for about 5 years to make sure that the format actually worked. And when I had something, then the question was, what do I do with it and how do I make it work? Gifting something to the world means that you get the whole world engaged. We've got thousands and thousands of volunteers, and it's the act of me giving that to these people that gets them involved. They are principally doing exactly what I did when I started Park Run. So my advice to anybody who wants to do this, and clearly there are a lot of people out there who do because I get called on this question all the time, is to start small, to build gradually, but also constantly look at the principles, the values of what you stand for, and make sure that those can be protected and that they can be generally available to everybody.
Well said, Paul. I told you he's a good bloke, didn't I?
Paul,
thank you for coming on again this morning.
Brilliant to be part of the team.
Always.
You are.
Yes, yeah.
You are definitely part of the team.
You really are. Thank you, Paul, for coming on.
Temporarily part of the team, here's Jules.
So for Edinburgh, the A71 Calder Road is closed eastbound between Dalmahoy Country Club and Addison Farm Road. Also the A19 looking solid southbound Elwick down to Middlesbrough. And one lane closed for the accident on the M6 northbound. It's 9 to 10, which is Wednesbury through to Walsall. Those queues an hour and 20 minutes, back to 6 for Spaghetti Junction. Also an accident for the M40 southbound, a lane out 4 to 3. That's the High Wycombe turn-offs. Bristol, you've got a lane out on the exit slip with a breakdown. It's the M32 southbound at Junction 3, the queue back to the M4, and then to Kent, 2 lanes blocked for the accident on the M2. It's the westbound side at Junction 5 for Sittingbourne. The number 03700 100 200.
All right, brand new from the Wandering Hearts, this is Devil.
You can call me the devil in disguise. I don't care, call me anything you like. I can see my redemption in your eyes from my fool's paradise.
Wuthering Hearts. That's the band, Devil is the song. Today's top 10 news on the text 88291. Mumsnet, the glory of Mumsnet, the wonder of Mumsnet. On the way, we have the Golf Smackers. We're pausing for thought. We have your good old fashions. And we also have Ken Bruce at 9:30. Here's Moira at 9.
BBC News. The Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned of a global catastrophe if military tensions with North Korea continue to increase. He was speaking after South Korea's Navy staged a major exercise off the country's east coast as a show of strength following Pyongyang's latest nuclear test. The former Labour Foreign Minister Bill Rammell has visited North Korea. He thinks China's attitude is changing.
I think the calculus may be changing, and a sense that the Chinese regime realises that inaction may be worse than action. I mean, for example, this latest missile test took place whilst the Chinese president was hosted a BRICS summit in China. The worst possible circumstances. That suggests that China is not having it easy, and I think it needs to be pressed towards taking stronger action.
The Brexit Secretary David Davis will face questions in Parliament this afternoon as MPs return to Westminster after the summer break. EU officials have warned about the lack of progress in the talks and said the UK must start negotiating seriously. But the Cabinet Minister and former Leave campaigner Chris Grayling says they're making technical progress.
Last week we reached agreement on what was going to happen on the European health insurance system for UK citizens. A lot of the negotiation, of course, is about the detail. It's about different aspects of the relationship after we've left the European Union. So there's going to be a whole range of stuff which is, frankly, not particularly newsworthy, but is technically important.
The Coast Guard says the search has resumed this morning for a man missing off the Cornish coast. He and another man were swept into the sea while fishing yesterday afternoon. The other man was taken to hospital where he later died. Scotland's First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, will set out what she says will be a bold and ambitious legislative programme this afternoon. She'll focus on health, the economy and education, an area where opposition parties say the SNP should be embarrassed by its record. The UN Refugee Agency says there's been a surge in the number of Rohingya refugees fleeing to Bangladesh from neighbouring Myanmar. More than 120,000 people, mostly women and children, have arrived in just 12 days. Our correspondent Sanjoy Majumdar is near the border.
Fresh queues of refugees can be seen arriving into Bangladesh from Myanmar's Rakhine state. Many of them are women and children, visibly exhausted after walking for days and also dehydrated and hungry. They're being met on this side of the border by local charities and volunteers who are handing out packets of cooked food and water. Many of the refugees say it's the first proper meal they've had in days. But with space running out, it is becoming a real challenge to find shelter for the new arrivals, especially as even more are on their way.
More than 100 EasyJet passengers have spent the night in a French hotel after a scorpion was found on their plane. The aircraft is being fumigated before it heads from Paris to Glasgow. Today's weather forecast: heavy rain to start for Wales, northern England and southern Scotland. Elsewhere, fairly cloudy with occasional bright spells. BBC News at 9:04 are next at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Maura.
Online, on digital radio and on 88 to 91 FM. BBC Radio 2.
It's time for the Gobsmackers now.
The Chris Evans Breakfast Show.
And today's chosen by Derek Longstaff. Good morning, Derek from Preesall, near Blackpool. And he says, these two songs have been my favourites since I began listening to music in the 80s. One is from a band who always made upbeat songs, while the other is a cover of a Jackson's classic. Both bring back memories of my youthful years as a bright young thing. Well, Derek, here they are now on the radio just for you. Big fun with Blame It on the Boogie on the way, but first Matt Bianco with Don't Blame It on That Girl.
Little girl, big dreams, read it in her magazines that girl. Lustful life, beauty trip. She said I'm with all the tricks to that girl. In this world, nobody can blame. You got to stake your claim, make it your aim. Don't blame it on that girl. for a pretty face with that girl. Used it for every need. Guilty on the first degree was that girl. In this world, nobody can blame. You got to take your claim. You make it your aim. Don't blame it on that girl. It's the only way she knows. Don't blame it on that girl. No, no, no. She wants a better way. Hit it!
You're listening to the Chris Evans Breakfast Show on BBC Radio 2.
My baby's always dancing. It wouldn't be a bad thing, but I don't
Yeah!
Don't blame it on the good times, blame it on the boogie. Don't blame it on the sunshine, don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times, blame it on the boogie.
Don't blame it on Cambridge, don't blame it on Jeremy Vine, don't blame it on Steve Wright in the afternoon, or Simon Mayo at tea time, or Jamie Cullum tonight at 7, or Joe Wiley at 8, or the CMA Music Festival 2017 highlights at 10, or the August Entertains with Nigel Ogden at 11, or listen to the band at 11:30. Don't blame it on today's schedule on Radio 2, whatever you do. bbc.co.uk/Radio 2. You can choose your Gobsmackers by going there and onto our pages and clicking on the thumbnail that says the Gobsmackers. Right. You can still get a couple of texts in if you like to today's top 10 news, which is the brilliance, the wonder, the fame of Mumsnet, who know everything and beyond.
Jazz, blues, country, all became what we generally call pop music, but it all came from somewhere. With a new tradition, what we are trying to do is make connections between the now and the music that we grew up with.
Ricky Ross.
One of the magical things about pop music is when it drops into someone's world, it feels like that thing has never happened before and it's not come from anywhere. And that's what's wonderfully great about pop music. Join me, Ricky Ross, for my new tradition.
Monday night from 10.
On BBC Radio 2.
OK, and Ricky and his band went down a storm at Carfest last weekend at Laverstoke Park. As did Ollie Murs. People loved Ollie Murs. Tight 1 hour set from him. Tight in more ways than one. And C16, my favourite, of course. The Lionels blew everyone else off the stage, as they usually do. And a little lad called Ben stole the show. I haven't got time to tell you how, but one day I hope I will.
Gonna be a transformation in your heart and soul. Gonna be a transformation, baby, now that you know. Getting used to righteousness when it makes you feel whole. Gonna be a transformation, baby, down in your soul. Remember when we were downhearted, didn't have nowhere to go. In the wisdom of insecurity, just knowing that we know that something starts happening, feel like you're on a roll. Gonna be a transformation, baby, down in your soul.
moment, Sarah Joseph will be here, writer and broadcaster, and also taking your good old fashions now for the end of the show. Just before Ken, for some of us to read out on the text 88291, but Vass is here with today's top 10 news. Vass, how did it go?
It went humdingingly well.
Really?
Our Mumsnet top 10 news.
Okay, now we may revisit Mumsnet tomorrow on the subject of homeschooling, because we had a delegation from our 8-year-old and 5-year-old last night at the tea table. Mum, Dad, can we have a word with you? Really? The day before you go back to school? Okay, if you like. What? Homeschooling. Discuss. Oh, okay. Now, you have a take on this, don't you?
Well, I sort of have a take on it.
Because you have a pal who will go unnamed.
He will go unnamed. So our pal sends his daughter to school where, like, you can turn up, as far as I understand it, you can turn up or not turn up until the age of 7. And even if you do turn up, you certainly won't learn anything. It's all about just basically having fun and being a kid.
Right.
And then from 7, which I think is the Scandinavian model, I might be wrong on that. And then from 7, you start working. You start learning how to read and count and stuff like that.
And Frank Cottrell-Boyce, who's one of our judges with 500 words, he homeschools all his 23 children, 24 children. He's got a lot of children. I think he might have 8. He's got a lot anyway. But when it comes to homeschooling, what are the rules? Can you do half and half? We may discuss that tomorrow, we may not. But back to Mumsnet today.
The brilliance of Mumsnet. We had a Mumsnet guest on, and today's top 10 news will begin with Mark at number 10. I went to Manchester Polytechnic in 1981 with Gilly Longton, who was in the year above me. Now, Gilly's sister Carrie is one of the co-founders of Mumsnet. Julie at number 9. My 4-year-old granddaughter was cross with her mummy recently. I told her she could choose a new one, showed her Mumsnet, and so she did. At number 8, Lee, my friend Jane, works for Mumsnet and once spoke to you on the show. This morning, she was taking her daughter to her first day back at school. Number 7, Simon, I sent my dad's birth story to Mumsnet. They recently published it, and I received a £10 M&S voucher for my troubles. My wife promptly spent it. Number 6, Caroline, I taught the amazing Jo from Mumsnet to be a Zumba instructor. A week later, she taught her first class to the Mumsnet team. Richard at number 5, my wife was one of the first regional editors of Mumsnet's rivals, Net Mums. She always says if she'd been more dedicated, it may have been more successful. Matt at number 4, my grandmother was the gentlest person I knew. She always wore a very fine hairnet on her head, so you could only see it in certain lights, and we called it a Gransnet. At number 3, Susie, I wrote a show for Mumsnet about modern motherhood. 6 episodes, they've just aired it. Judy at number 2, I'm a perfect mum. I've 3 perfect daughters. Ha! But I was thrilled when the Mumsnet founder, Justine, wrote the foreword to my book. And Gareth's at number 1, I use Mumsnet the whole time. And I'm a dad.
I presume there is a Dadsnet, isn't there? There has to be. You heard of Dadsnet?
I haven't heard of Dadsnet.
Boys Burgers on a Thursday net?
Yeah,
you've heard of that? Yeah. Usual place, top of the car park, top of the shop. Hey, number 1, top of the hill. Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan. Of course there's a dad's net, yeah. Right, talking about homeschooling, you've done a bit of everything, haven't you, Sarah?
I have, yeah. We homeschooled for about 4 years.
Yeah, and you had friends who no-schooled?
Yeah, they unschooled.
Unschooled, is that what it's called?
Yeah, they unschooled, which meant the children just went at their own pace and dictated their own rules. I was a bit of a mix, so a little bit of unschooling and a little bit of, like, here's your work you got to do.
And you say it's all about the quality of service, regardless of where it's coming from.
Yeah, because I've got 3 kids. They're now 22, 18 and 16, and we have literally done every type of school going.
Right.
And there's good and bad in every...
Of course.
In everything.
So I didn't realise that. So if you're a big fan of the Scandinavian model, you know, in Finland, of course, and Denmark, they don't. The kids don't go to school till 7 because they think the family unit's more important. And if you have the ability to look after your kids, you know, not have to go to work necessarily, at least one half of the relationship, you can do that in Britain without the government saying... It's okay.
It's perfectly legal. It's called.
I didn't know any of this.
Education Act requires your children to be educated at school or otherwise.
All right, good. That's right. Now you've already done your bit, I suppose, but you also have a pause for thought.
I do.
All right.
Because we holidayed in Wales last week. Me, my husband, son, 2 daughters, and the dog. We enjoyed a good few days doing nothing more than lounging around. My son flying his drone, showing us the nearby sights without us even having to leave the garden. But then we decided to be adventurous. This included a trip on 2-wheeled self-balancing scooters. I didn't fall off. Yay, go me. Plus an assault course, 40 foot up in the trees, which included jumping from platforms and landing face first into cargo nets. But hey-ho, I only sustained about 12 bruises. The trip also included a walk in the forest. Ha! The start was uneventful, although uphill and bumpy, and we all moaned. After an hour, we decided to return home. But which way back? A series of turns had us deeper into the forest. We doubled back on ourselves. At one point, we even followed the dog. We reasoned that his decision-making couldn't be worse than ours. Eventually, we got signal on the phone. But forest paths aren't that clear on GPS, and we ended up in another dead end. We were tired. It was hot. We'd run out of water and snacks a long time ago. Finally, the phone was showing us a path 500 metres ahead, but there was no way to it. We thought we'll weave through the deeper parts of the forest. Big mistake. We ended up head high in brambles. My husband and son took turns to clear a path, smashing at the brambles with a stick. The rest of us took turns carrying the dog. 4 hours later, we scrambled up to a path. It was rough and bumpy, the type of path we had moaned about earlier in the day, but now it was a beauty to behold. It was another hour until we were back to where we started, but we had a sense of direction, and the relief was palpable. A Muslim prayer asks God to show us the straight path. Life doesn't always give us straight and easy pathways. We can be lost, surrounded by what can feel like no-win options. But I believe by fighting our way through, we can get to a path, and even if it's bumpy, it will hopefully be a joy to embrace.
More of a story for thought as opposed to thought. That was lovely.
Little story.
Thank you very much indeed. Did you enjoy Wales on the whole?
I loved Wales. I even loved the adventuring.
Good. More.
You had me hooked again from the minute you sat down. The way you bite your lip got my head spinning around. After a drink or 2, I was putty in your hands. I don't know if I have the strength to stand. Oh, troublemaker, yeah, that's your middle name. Oh, I know you're no good, but you're stuck in my brain. And I wanna know, why does it feel so good but hurt so bad? My mind keeps saying run as fast as you can. I say I'm done, but then you pull me back. Oh, I swear you're giving me a heart attack. Troublemaker, it's like you're always there in the corners of my mind. I see a silhouette every time I close my eyes. There
troublemaker. Could have been Drive by the Cars. Could have been Castle on the Hill from Ed Sheeran. I'll be driving by a Castle on the Hill at 10 o'clock this morning. Well, 11 o'clock this morning. To pick up Steve and Jackie. If you're listening to Steve and Jackie, the date's still on. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang will be there. I've had it on good authority. She's sitting off now. And we'll do the changeover, the high fives and the tag team around 11 at your wedding, my friends. And now the trouble.
One lane's out with an accident on the M6. It's northbound 9 to 10, so still 2 hour of queues back to 6 for Spaghetti Junction. Also for Wales and Pembrokeshire, the A478's closed for an accident. That's between Llandyssilio and the A40 at the Pemblue roundabout, so that's causing a few queues. Cambridgeshire, A14 partly blocked eastbound. There's been another accident there just before the Histon interchange. Norfolk and Attleborough, you've got a lane out for an accident on the A11. It's northbound between Ellingham Road and the London Road junction, about 20 minutes of queues through there. And finally to Kent now, an accident's on the hard shoulder of the M2 westbound at junction 5, which is Sittingbourne. All lanes have reopened, but there's a queue nearly back to Faversham at junction 6. And thanks very much for your call on that one, Wobbly Wallace. The number is 03700 100 200, and I'm back very shortly with the Bruce.
Llandyssilio, is that short for? Is it?
No, that's Llandyssilio. Llandyssilio.
Isn't that short for Llanfairpwll Llandyssilio Quindrobil Go? Isn't that short for that?
I thought it was a different place.
I don't know.
I'll check.
Let's ask somebody else. All right, Craig says, can I have a good old-fashioned? Hey, what about that 25 beautiful years together to my wonderful wife Rachel, celebrating our anniversary today?
Can I have a good old-fashioned hello, new husband, to the very handsome Tim? We're en route to the airport for our honeymoon. That's from Livy.
Mark says, can I have a good old-fashioned? See, I didn't forget. To my wife Yasmin, it's our anniversary today. I think happy anniversary is implied.
All right, and Derek Emma says, can I have a good old-fashioned? Good girl to Winnie, our English bulldog, who's going for a big operation today to fix a damaged ligament. There you go. Good boy treats for this, man.
Hello.
Hello.
Look, I'm setting up nicely. Yeah, and I'm very well behaved, on trust.
Are you slavering?
Yeah, well, all the time. All the time.
Because you have another delicious programme ahead of us.
It's so sweet I could eat it.
Woo, baby.